Hello, YouTube viewers. Been a while, I guess, since I made a video. But I thought I'd just do some kind of stream of consciousness ramble about the state of the U.S. and the political chaos, what do you want to call it? I mean, there's just so many things to bring up. I don't even know where to start. It's just pretty sure sending the National Guard and the ICE and all these federal agents into city after city to act as this occupying force. I mean, let's just take the Chicago example. I mean, this raid they carried out in an apartment building in Chicago, where you literally had Black Hawk helicopters flying, ICE agents busting in, detaining everyone, dragging screaming children out of their rooms half naked, zip tying them, taking people out and just throwing them into U-Haul trucks. I mean, and basically and just lie and say we're going after Trinde Aragra again, which is complete horse shit. Most of the people were American citizens. I mean, this is just a campaign of intimidation and terror. Police state. And I've been talking about America becoming a police state even in the Obama days, and just how much more militarized there is, how much and all these SWAT raids on people's houses and shooting. I mean, Breonna Taylor is the example. I mean, just in search of opioids. But now it's just reached a whole new level. Even the police in these cities are like, what is going on? You got ICE just ramming into people's cars, doing hit and runs, beating up elderly couples, tear gassing children. uh, going into a Hyundai plant in Georgia and rounding up all these South Koreans who, not even undocumented immigrants, they're there serving as an advisory training role at this new Hyundai battery plant. And ICE has got them all shackled and bound up against a truck. I mean, and the representative from that district in Georgia is like, yeah, we take those illegals. Yeah, cheering us on. What the fuck? I mean, South Korea should just say, well, many countries should just say, okay, we're done with the U.S., we're done with investing, we're done with you until this ruling regime is no longer in power. We're just going to be trading with China and Japan and Brazil and just forget about this U.S. that's trying under Stephen Miller to be this white nationalist ethno-state. I mean, I'm not really exaggerating when you look at what, like, the DHS post on Facebook. It's got the painting with the manifest destiny and talking about remigrate, which is basically a phrase meaning ethnic cleansing. Removing these pictures of the famous pictures or of the former slave with all the marks on his back from the lashings. Like, cover up the history, cover up the history. Basically saying the Smithsonian Museum, an accurate description of slavery in the United States should be whitewashed or remove all of the exhibits pertaining to slavery, because this is improper ideology. Yeah. Just when Trump was his first term, and people saying he's racist, he's white supremacist, and Nazi, and this is a bit hyperbolic. And I was definitely extremely critical of him. I hated him, really. I would have said he was a far-right authoritarian. But just out-and-out white supremacist. Fascism? I don't know if I'd use that term. Now, all those people from 2016, the resistance liberals, the Rachel Maddows, the MSNBC, they're all completely vindicated. Abolish ICE. I was for that back then. And now you have even these neocons from the Bush era, like Bill Kristol, saying where do the abolish ICE people go to get an apology? I mean, ICE makes the most corrupt, violent, brutal police departments in the U.S., maybe LAPD, look like paragons of professionalism and appropriate high levels of training and de-escalation. I mean, it makes them look like the Norwegian police. Because ICE is effectively a secret police. And they're all wearing masks. They're all in unmarked vans. Why shouldn't we compare them to the East German Stasi? But yeah. When we're just outright murdering people on boats in the Caribbean, Venezuelan, extrajudicial killing, completely illegal under U.S. law, under international law. Even if they were committing the grievous crime of smuggling cocaine, I mean, there is protocol. You send the Coast Guard, you send the Navy, you stop the ship, you apprehend them, you either go through legal proceedings. The punishment for drug trafficking is not the death penalty. Just making up all these words that have no meaning, like narco-terrorist. Saying that Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, is a narco-terrorist. What does that even mean? Venezuela actually cooperates with these anti-drug policies. You know, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure Venezuela doesn't have legalized heroin the way Switzerland does. Or has decriminalized all drugs. I mean, of course, the whole criminalization of prohibition is why these cartels and who this administration wants to call narco-terrorist even exist. But we have to condemn political violence. When Charlie Kirk was murdered, this is extremist political violence. The same people who say that will be the most vociferous, unquestioning defenders of initiating a flagrantly illegal war of aggression against Venezuela, bombing the barrios of Caracas, and sending in SEAL Team 6 to basically murder Nicolas Maduro without a trial. As if you'll have Pete Hegseth on Fox decrying international law and calling it woke to have rules of engagement, which is what his book is about, basically justifying eliminating any rules or regulations on military conduct. Kill civilians, bomb cities, rape women, do whatever you want. Let's go back to that. Let's just be Nazis. Or let's go back to using mustard gas and forget about the Geneva Convention. And torture is awesome. And but Nicolas Maduro is the evil dictator. Okay. What about the Israeli military killing at minimum 67,000 Palestinians over the course of these 2 years? Just completely destroying 80% of the homes. The place is a completely uninhabitable wasteland, at least northern Gaza. Telling people to go south to Khan Yunis, then bombing them there, having millions in tents in Rafah, and then bombing them in the tents, blocking humanitarian aid. capturing the Greta Thunberg and the other people in the flotilla trying to get food into Gaza and abusing and sexually humiliating them. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. But Cuba, ooh, we better have the embargo must stay forever. I mean, it's just surreal watching and extremely depressing watching all the scenes from the Gaza Strip, just bloody, burned piles of children, decapitated, all the kids with missing limbs, the reports from the various American and Australian doctors about children being brought in with bullets right in the center of their head. Clearly they're just playing these, the snipers are just playing these games of which part of the body do we hit today? Head, chest, testicles. I mean, it's like the id in Freudian terminology has just been unleashed in the Israeli society. Your polls saying 65% of Israelis say that soldiers who rape prisoners should not be prosecuted, and it's some small single-digit number that are opposed to the ethnic cleansing of Gaza on moral grounds. I mean, this is supposedly a more liberal, enlightened country. I mean, as far as like women's rights and LGBT and some form of democracy and separation of powers. But, of course, the government is now ruled by these extremist Jewish supremacists. And, like Itamar Ben Gavir, the security minister, who praises this man who carried out a massacre in Hebron in the 90s. Baruch Goldstein, I think his name was. There's a little shrine to him. Yeah. Disturbing to see. I mean, Putin and the Russian military just look like benevolent, I don't know, basically St. Francis of Assisi compared to the Israeli military. Ukraine is a war. What's happening in Gaza might have been a war in the first 2 months, but it quickly became a genocide. And this is pretty much what all the most reputable international scholars of international law, human rights organizations, even the human rights groups in Israel like B'Tselem, people who are experts in genocide, who've documented Bosnia, Rwanda, Sudan, which is also happening now, but receives very little coverage. But then you have the Free Speech Republican Party, Brian Mast, representative of Florida, introducing a bill that would revoke the passports of American citizens for criticizing Israel. I mean, AIPAC has got to go. Lobbying are one of the reasons we're in this mess, and we're a oligarchy already before Trump, is because of this, our system of allowing unlimited money into politics. The Citizens United decision, but even before that, you just have people who are going to be puppets to big oil, big agriculture, the pharmaceutical insurance industries, and in the case of APAC, just blind obeisance and deference to whatever the government of Israel does. Apparently no red lines. Even Ronald Reagan cut off the weapons when they were bombing Lebanon into smithereens in 1982. He was on the phone with then Prime Minister Menachem Begin saying, looking at the pictures of babies in Beirut with their legs blown off and saying this is a Holocaust. And basically, if this siege doesn't end, no weapons or fighter jets for you. And immediately after that, the bombing was stopped. This could have ended in late October, was it, when they just dropped that bomb on the refugee camp in Jabalia, killing 100 people or something, and had the IDF spokesman interviewed by Wolf Blitzer, and he's like, and Wolf Blitzer is kind of almost shocked. So you're telling me you did drop this bomb knowingly? And the IDF soldiers is like, yep. And Wolf Blitzer is, am I hearing you straight? I mean, that was pretty much the point where any logical person would have said, yeah, ceasefire now. End all shipment of weapons. Biden refused. But now you look back and think of the Biden days as the good old days in comparison to the horror show now. I mean, people are constantly doing this, like, imagine if Obama said this, imagine if Obama did this. Even Obama was saying that in an interview with the Mark Maron, the comedian. Like, what if Obama's press secretary, or let's just say Biden's press secretary, said something essentially equivalent to what Caroline Leavitt just said on Fox News, saying the constituents of the Democratic Party are, quote, Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. Oh, this is just normal to call everyone in the Democrat Party is a terrorist. And of course, that executive order that was signed saying, basically criticizing Christianity and capitalism makes you adjacent to terrorism, a potential terrorist. You should be on a watch list of some kind, maybe. I don't know. Are they going to start deleting channels on YouTube in the atheist skeptic community? Christopher Hitchens' videos getting taken down. Anti-Christian. Fuck me. Well, I think I'm done for now. See you next time, if there is a next time.